Hello and good evening. Dowell from Select Driving School here. Um, Same format as last week, so I'm going to give you a very quick update about any changes that have happened with regards to the coronavirus this week, and then we're going to play a video this week about defensive driving in response to a few requests relating to a video that I did last couple of weeks ago about the Smith's defensive driving. So just asking for a demonstration really of how you might do that when you're on the run and what sorts of things you'd be looking out for and how you'd approach them. So first of all, some updates about this week. So the situation really unfortunately hasn't changed too much. We are getting a little bit of a run around now from the DVSA, and I fear that this may also come into the driving tests that we see in the near future. At the moment, theory tests were scheduled to restart last Monday, or this Monday, the 1st of June, but then on Friday night they were cancelled, and then on Monday evening they cancelled Tuesday and Wednesday, and then on Wednesday they cancelled Thursday, Friday, and up till Sunday. So they're cancelling at very short notice and not really giving us any heads up as to when they may restart properly. Wales and Scotland have a restart date of the 21st of June. That's not going to interest too many of my customers. But currently, next Monday, the 8th of June, we're looking at maybe restarting theory tests in the Yorkshire region, in England. Now, as I say, the rules about social distancing haven't changed. Still no news about what's happening with the likes of hairdressers, etc. There's been lots of appeals to government for help for driving instructors, etc., so that we can be told when we might be able to restart. But that's still not giving us any success. So at the moment, 4th of July is the date that we have on the calendar for a lot of people thinking they may restart. Now, we do know that some people have driving tests before then or very shortly after then. As I said at the beginning, I suspect that we're going to see the DVSA start to cancel those, but unfortunately they may not give us much notice. So those customers that have got tests coming up in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I will be contacting you before too long just to discuss what we're going to do and what we think the DVSA is likely to do. We are pressing them, i.e. the driving instructors, to try and get some guidance as to when we might be able to restart, but we're just not getting it. Anyway, that's the update at the moment. As I say, it's not unfortunately any firm news, but that's as good as we're going to get at the moment from the DVSA. Unfortunately, there's a lot of criticism of the poor customer service is being given of them, but it doesn't seem to be cutting any ice. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you find some useful information in it. If you could comment on it or send me a like, that would be great. So I'm going to move on now to the video part of tonight, which I said is about defensive driving and a quick demonstration drive of through Halifax, pointing out some of the things you should be looking out for and how to anticipate what could be going on and how to approach it. So let's get that playing. So following a couple of my videos recently, I've just been asked to give a little bit of an idea of exactly the sorts of things you might be wanting to look out for when you're defensive driving. So we're going to just take a little drive now, leaving not far from my home and heading off into town and up towards Savile Park. And on the way, I'm just going to be flagging up the sorts of things that I'm going to be looking out for. So remembering the Smith's routine, The most important thing is to aim high in your steering, so look well ahead down the road. Try and spot where you're going to be 10 to 15 seconds time. Start assessing whether there's anything there that's going to affect your journey and start preparing for it early. So that's the sorts of things that we're trying to flag up and try and give you a few of the little hints and tips of the sorts of things that I would look out for. So let's go. Okay, so straight away we've got this bend on the hill, so we don't want to rush around that bend. We're anticipating that people coming down the corner may be slightly on the wrong side of the road. Similarly, as we go around this corner here. Now, top of my road here, the thing you have to be aware of here is that people turning right may cut the corner. So as we go up, we want to just allow for that, go nice and steady, doing our checks so that we know what's coming, and again, not rushing up to it in case somebody's coming the other way. Here we've got parked cars on the left hand side, so a quick check of the mirrors, make sure it's actually safe to go past them, looking out for people maybe coming the other way or somebody pulling out from that junction that we just passed. Double junction ahead, so already slowing down, preparing for that. We're going to be going ahead, so obviously having again done the observations, easing up. And the issue here is the view to the left hand side is not as good as the view to the right, so edging forward, anticipating people coming down from the left and only going across when it's safe to do so. So again, stop sign at the end of the road, so starting to slow down as we come towards that, and again the issue is potentially people cutting the corner, so not rushing up to it, not just appearing by surprise, and obviously because it's a stop we are coming to a full halt, doing the observations and then pulling out. Road ahead's reasonably clear, so not too much of an issue there. Again, the crossroads either side, glance left and right, anticipate the possibility that somebody may pull across there without looking properly. End of the road turning left. So here we're hoping that somebody's going to leave a gap in the traffic that we can edge into. Looking to the right, making eye contact with the guy in the white van, and he's letting me out. And as we come round here, we're just checking the other side of that van, make sure that there was nobody waiting to cross that's going to cross late. And then we've got the roundabout. Now here, we want to be careful of this red car who's going to do the roundabout completely wrongly. He was in the lane next to me and then he's cut across me. Again, I've allowed space because I was anticipating that he would do that. So many people do. Traffic lights are currently green. We're going to be turning right. So signalling, moving over into the lane nice and early. Still green, so we can go into the junction. But then again, looking down around that corner, anticipating people coming up, making sure that they are actually stopping because they're on a red light, which they've done. And now we can carry on again. So again, we've got a little double bend here, so looking around that corner, making sure that it looks clear. Same with this one, not wanting to rush it too much. As we come up here, already scanning to see what's going on. Looking to the right, see if traffic's approaching, which it is. I want to get over to that right hand lane. So looking at the roundabout, I can see that there doesn't appear to be anybody approaching the roundabout, so that gives me a nice early indication that it's going to be okay for me to carry on through. Just checking the grey car, make sure he looks like he's actually taking account of my presence. Zebra pelican crossing here, looking to the left because they're obscured by bushes, and then looking at that white car who was pulling across as well. Again, making sure that they don't appear to be behaving in a way that they shouldn't. Left here, can't see properly into the junction, so don't assume that it's clear. And a large truck coming down, so what's he going to do? He's just about run for us both, but going slowly in case he took a little bit more room. Right at the end again, going up steady because people could be cutting in on this corner, left or right. But it is clear as it turns out. looking ahead, another junction, it's another crossroads. I'm on the major road, but again, just anticipating and looking out for people left or right. He didn't indicate but turned up anyway. He was travelling slowly, so I was potentially expecting that. Anybody the other side of this van, because there's obviously some activity going on with that yellow hose pipe out the back. Lady walking near the junction that's coming up, and she did cross the road without looking, although I was well away from her, so there was no issue there. But that's the sort of thing that you want to be aware of. People sometimes apparently not make the checks. So right hand turn again, it's another stop junction, so up to the line, a full stop. This one, the view is very poor to the right, so we're checking to the left, it's completely clear, and then edging out a little and looking to the right before we set off. Some speed humps, so we're going to go steadily over those. And now looking ahead, we can see some double parked cars. There is a van coming through, but we anticipate him getting through before we get there. Nice and steadily over these ones. Car with his lights on, he may pull away, so just see what's going on the right hand side in case they have to move out for him. A guy stepping out from behind a van there. Again, keep an eye out for him. Up to the mini roundabout. Get early checks to the right, it's looking clear, we carry on. We've got a bend to our left that we can't see very well around, so we're wanting to keep an eye out for what's going on around there. As the view opens out, we'll get a better idea of what's going on. We're going to turn right, so mirrors and signals. Making sure fully around that bend to have a clear view to our left before we commit. And again, another double bend, another bend coming up, should I say. Looking around that corner, anticipate it's a quiet area, somebody could rush down to that junction on our left. Again, residential, relatively quiet, so the expectation here is that people may be a little less careful. Another junction, easing it down to first gear because it's going up a hill. And again, I need to look in, anticipating people coming down. Again, looking up, can't see over the brow of that hill, so doing my best to see over it as soon as I can. Double parked cars, looking under the cars, looking to see whether or not we can see any feet or any animals. Are there any exhaust pipes on, any lights coming on, anything that suggests that there are people in the vehicles. This guy's waiting for me, which is good of him, so I'm going to get through that little gap there, give him a wave to say thank you. And then right at the end, nice long straight road so we can see well in both directions. And then we're off. So here, looking up ahead, getting some double parked cars, but the road's a lot wider, so I wouldn't really anticipate there being too much of an issue there. And then this black car coming down towards us, again he's on his side of the road, I'm on my side of the road, so we can get through that gap comfortably. Zebra crossing ahead, scanning that, checking the mirrors, nobody approaching it, so that's looking clear. And then ready for a right hand turn. So that's hopefully just giving you a little flavour of the sorts of things we look out for. Here we got again a bit of a hidden bend, can't quite see, hidden hill, can't quite see over that brow. Okay, sorry, a little bit of a technical problem there. The video started to play up a little bit, not really finished off quite correctly, but we're just driving up past Crossley School there, up to the zebra crossing. There was no traffic approaching or any pedestrians about, so not really much happening. And then pulling up here, as you can see, at the end of our journey. So hopefully that gave you some idea as to the sorts of things we want to be looking out for. You all got a good view as to my allegiances there. Be winning the league before too long, I hope. Yeah, basically look well ahead. If there's anything ahead that you don't think you can control, then slow down and allow time and space to get yourself set through it safely. So that's the end of this evening. I hope you found it useful. We'll be back again next week. Probably going to follow the same format. We're getting another video up, and hopefully we'll have some more news, a bit more definitive, give you a better idea as to when things might be getting a little bit more back to normal, and resuming lessons, etc. But I am currently running lessons on Zoom, so if there's anything that you'd like help with, could be theory, or it could be related to driving, then I am available on Zoom if you want to pre-book me, and take you through something that will be helpful. Feedback on those lessons so far has been pretty positive, so I think they are useful. Chance to actually think about things without the pressure of being within the car does help. Anyway, good night, and hope you have the rest of a good evening and a good week. Goodbye.